أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى أهله وصحبه ومن والاه ومن تبع بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. وبعد، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
All praise and adorations due to Almighty Allah, the ever-compelling Creator, the grantor of life and taker, the one of absolute to return the vitality, who make existence exist with its entity. With the shade of his name, the heaven and earth stand without vanity. He ruled the universe without congress. We thank Almighty Allah,
Alhamdulillah,
who have strengthened us today and grant us the ability and the capacity to come together and learn the art dealings between the two spouse, that is the couples. We ask Almighty Allah, whatever we learned yesterday, may it be of benefit in our lifestyles. Amen. And the reason why we have taken this book and learning, educating ourselves, orienting ourselves, is just because of the rate of divorce. In fact, it's becoming pugable in everybody's life. The two people you have attempted eating the rice, so in fact, you don't chop rice tired. At the end of the day, you'll be hearing that they are about to divorce, they are this, they are that, they are having some issues, some obstacles, bringing palaver for you to solve. Haba, let me chop that on a rice peacefully now. Do you give me your rice to eat so that I'll come and solve your problem? To come and be what? Doing, in fact, calling me, am I a lawyer? Did I told you that I study law? So may Almighty Allah forgive us and save us.
Amen.
So where did we stop last time? I believe we have read, okay, we stopped at page 32, right? Today we'll be taking page 33, inshallah. And let me remind you all about our Shaykh who wrote this book, the name Muhammad Sideeq Al-Minshāweey. May Almighty Allah count it in his Mizan al-Hasanat.
Amen.
For he has taken his time trying to correct some obstacles, some palaver going on in each and everybody's marriage. So may Almighty Allah reward him abundantly. Amen. So today we'll be taking page 33. And the topic here says that إياك والتماس الأثرات. Let me remind you a second remind, is that the book, the Shaykh does a good job by what? He divide it into two. First part is inclines directing, educating men what to do in marriage. And the second part, from the middle to the last page, is what? Educating females what to also play, the role play by a female, by a wife material in her own what? Husband's house. So definitely the brothers should give me their listening ear, because this is their own what? Rule play in the house. So he said, Iyahaka waltimatil atharat. He said, Iyahaki, oh, be one, my dear brother. Be one. Spying and looking in searchings of the faults of your what? Of your wife. Looking at her mistakes, in searching of her mistakes, spying on her mistakes. He said, be one. This doesn't show the qualities of a good husband's material too. You can be 40 years in age, but you are still a boy. Yes, you can be 40 years old, but you are still a boy. You can be 50 years old, but you are still a boy. You are not fitted in marriage. And you know a boy always play a role of what? Boy. The mentality, they will always what? Play the role of what? Boy. He said, Al-Hayatu Zawjiyya, he said, the life of a couple, Mumtali'atu bil-Hafwat, it is full of what? Full of making mistakes. Full of making mistakes. Nobody is perfect and nobody is 100%. Even you, the man, you are worst. That is the fact. Then Almighty Allah, look at Almighty Allah call mankind Al-Insan. That word, Arabically, it is generated, it is extracted from word of what? Nasiya. Someone who is forgetful. Then a person who is forgetful, definitely, he or she can make a mistake. The day you are going to marry, did they told you that this woman you want to marry, she's one of the Malaika in the Samai? Or they told you that this daughter you want to marry, in fact, she was what? A prince in the Samai and landed in the ground on the earth surface. That is why you think she should act like Malaika. It's not possible. You Malaika. You that Almighty Allah who instructed, but you disobey. May Almighty Allah forgive us.
Amen.
He said, فَلَا تَكُنْ مِمَّنْ يَتَصَيَّدُ الْأَخْطَاءِ وَالْأَثَرَاتِ لِزَوْجَتِهِ. He said, you should not be among those people that what? Spying in searching of the mistakes of their wife and what? The fault of their wife. Don't be among them. This is a jobless work. If you have a job, if you have better things to do, wallahi, you will not, in fact, taking your time, wasting your time in searching, in looking, in spying on the mistakes and the fault of your wife. You won't have that time. You won't even have that memory to think about that. But when you're jobless, no any job you cannot carry on. You just be like a security, supervising what you are not supposed to supervise. Do you understand? You'll be a jobless security. He said, وَكُنْ رَحْبُ الصَّدْرِ. You should have a open heart. Open heart, a wide heart. A wide heart that tolerates. A wide heart that's full of what? Patience. Because marriage without understanding is a useless marriage. Yes, marriage without understanding is a useless marriage. Two parties have to understand themselves. You, the woman, have to understand your husband. You, the husband, have to understand your wife. That is how you people can maintain and secure the marriage. And it's going to be a role model for your children also. Because when they grow up, that is, they are also learning from you, two of you. And they are learning from your footsteps, from your works. May Allah forgive us. So that is why I said there is somebody can be 40 years but he's still a boy. Somebody can be 50 years still a boy because he's not fitted to marry. So why is he jumping into marriage instead of him to be going to school to study marriage? Wallahi, they're supposed to open a school of what? Marriage. That is, you will start from primary and they will have even in tertiary level now. Do you know why? The rate of divorce is too much. The rate of divorce is too much. So there are some men who have to go and study marriage. Finish primary school, register for secondary school. Finish secondary school, continue from tertiary. Then if you graduate, then you you will do NYSC too. That NYSC for marriage, then you cannot marry. May Allah forgive us.
Amen.
And with it, there will be a practical. Yes, it has to have practical. When they open your eyes. so that if there is this thing, that is why I think that even if most of scholars can, in their own groups, where they gather themselves, it can bring some books to teach the followers about marriage. They should know that marriage is full of what? Faults and mistakes. But they just have to endure one another. Like Almighty Allah endure. Not that I'm saying that we can endure with comparing to Allah. No. That is automatically shirk. No. But what I mean to say is that Almighty Allah will be forgiving us now. Then why can't we also think that, okay, let us also forgive all these small things? But rather, you have take yourself as a security, jobless work. Go and find another thing to do. Or go and be packing bowler. Maybe it's better for you. فعن جابر رضي الله عنه, Jabir, it was reported by Jabir, may Almighty Allah be pleased with him. Qala, he said, Naha Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam forbid أن يترك الرجل أهله ليلا يتخونهم أو يلتمس أثراتهم. He said, the Prophet had forbid the man that traveled, maybe he makes a night journey, while returning back home, then the next thing is that he's peeping in the window, peeping up and down, trying to see that hope my wife is not with another man in my matrimonial bed. Such like that. Me, I used to think one thing is that if you are not clean, and for instance, armed robber will know how to catch another armed robber. Is that not so? Because they already have the techniques, the skills of what? Of using in robbery. So definitely, if you are also what? A fornicator, you will know how somebody fornicates. That is why you'll be thinking a negative thought when, in fact, when you just see somebody standing, a woman and man standing, the next thing comes to your mind is that there's something between them. Because that even you are into it, and in fact, you don't reach master. That is why you always have a negative thought about someone. But if you are not, your mind will not even go there. And may Allah forgive us. How you tell me to us or you are what? Spying to see, hope, her mistakes. Then that is why you come unaware. Not that you come unaware to surprise him in a good, that is in a good normal situation just to make her happy. But you come unaware just that to see that, okay, at the end of the day, let me see where he will place the kitchen stools, or how he messed up the parlor or the rooms. This is the reason why you come unaware. So what can you say about these people? They are boy, not a man. They may have a child, but they are still a boy. Maybe the child is even better than them in thinking faculties. That is why you have to be mentally what? Mentally fit, then physically fit, and psychologically fit, and emotionally fit, and also psychologically fit. That is when you can maintain your marriage. But if you are just physically fit, physically in the sense that you are financially, because most of us thought it is financial that makes someone physically fit to marry. Then you also think, and physically, to the end you are thinking it is the right time for you to marry because your friends are all married. When you don't even know what is marriage. May Allah forgive. So, not only physically fitness, there is a lot of things. Or thinking you are old. تزوج رجل من أهل العلم امرأة من البادية. He said there is one man in very knowledgeable persons that married that lady from a village. فجلس ذات اليوم يكتب بعض الأخبار والأشعار. He said this man was sat one day writing some of the message and song. So he's early, not an ignorant. فمرت إلى جواره, and the wife passed beside him. وَدَاسَتْ بِقَدَمِهَا عَلَى الْقَلَمِ. Then she mistakenly stepped her feet on the pen the man used to write. So, and the pen what happened? الَّذِي يَكْتُبُ بِهِ فَكَسَرَتُهُ. And the pen broke. فَأَصَابَهَا هَمَّ وَحَزْنَ. Then this woman was in a state of what? Worry and and sat. Not like stupid women we have nowadays. After they will say, see, you don't break. Oh. Look at what you know buy for me. You just jumps to me and telling me you don't break. Oh. Or some are not even, there are some women that if they do something wrong, you see it in physically look. In their physical appearance, you know that something is wrong, even if you are not there. These are also good women. You can go. Do you understand? These are also what? A good woman. So if you do something wrong, something abnormal, you should what? Shows the sign. Let us see it in your feelings. Let your sensory organs display it. So this woman was in a state of worry and in a state of trouble. Wahazna, and sad pain. فَقَالَ لَهَا, and the man says to her, لَا تَحْزَنِي, you should not be worried. Don't be sad, don't be pained. لِأَنِّي أَنَا الَّذِي تَسَبَّبْتُ فِي كَسْرَةِ الْقَلَمِ بِوَضِعِهِ بَيْنَ الْقَدَمَيْكَ, because I am the reasons why the pen broke. Because I was the one who threw it in between your feet. And it wasn't like that. This man says this just to make the man, to make the wife what? Calm and be in good conditions. Just to make her happy. Do you understand? Just to take away the sadness, the sorrow, and the pain, and the trouble, and the worriness away from her. This is a good wife, and this is also a good man. Good wife by knowing that she does something wrong, and good man by consoling the wife. Then he said, ثم حمت بالانصراف فقصرت الدوات الحبر. Subhanallah. Another trouble again. So after the man have consoled the wife, then the wife he want to take her leave. At that moment, فقصرت الدوات الحبر, that's I don't know what they call the name. Can I call it a small pot where they keep the ink? Because it wasn't this Bible we are talking about. So that pot, he also got broke. He mistakenly what? Fall it down and it broke again. Wahala upon wahala. Faqala, the man says, Alhamdulillah, all praise to Allah. لَقَدْ كُنْتُ أَنْوَى الذِّهَابُ إِلَى السُّوقِ لِشِرَاءِ دَوَاتٍ غَيْرَهَا. He said, I have intended and hoping, thinking of going to the market and buy and replace this pot I use in writing, but I haven't, maybe out of that, then Alhamdulillah, you have make it shorten and easy for me to go early. Allahu Akbar. He also uttered this statement just to make her not to have any bad feelings, any trouble, and any worry. May Allah reward this man abundantly and make us one of them. Una say Amen.
Amen.
Yeah, brothers. Shaka rajulu li ahd al-ulama. He said one man came to one of the knowledgeable ones complaining about his household. Qillatu sabrihi fil bayti. He was talking about the little patience he has. That is, he don't have patience at all. He's impatient. And the patience he has is just little. So fil bayti, in his house. Watasayyadahu lil ahta'i limra'atihi. And now he has been a jobless man as a securing and spying over the mistakes of who? Of her wife. Faqala al-alim, the knowledgeable man replied, Baytuka mamlakatuk. He said your house you own is your property. Fala tahdimaha, you should not destroy your house. You shouldn't destroy your house. With busying yourself with little things or meaningless things. Do you understand? So busying yourself with that. So that is why I said you are jobless. If you have better job, wallahi, you will not do this. So if all of us reflect what these ulama have what? Trying to teach us, educating us, wallahi, most of marriage, you enjoy your marriage. The rate of complaints, comings will reduce. The ulama, they are tired. the elders are also what? Tired. They are not gathering them that giving them a good news, but gathering them for them to make a judgment. Let's go to the next page. May Allah forgive us.
Amen.
He said, طيب خاطرها. Another one. طيب خاطرها. You should what? You should correct. You should correct and or make it better. Your wife's bad thoughts, her bad thoughts or her bad idea. And you can also say that her bad worriness. He said, امسك دموع زوجتك بكلمة رقيقة. He said, cleanse the tears of your wife بكلمة رقيقة, with a very soft and sweet words. My dear brothers, another one don't come. And he says, something your wife has taken to be big according to her own ideology. You can make it, you can belittle it. Do you understand? Maybe your wife is in the worriness, you can belittle that worry to the extent in which she should be thinking, does that mean what I have been taking so big that time? It's not even something to be thinking of. When you begin to tell her, the sugar in my tea, is it this thing you are busy yourself sharing tales? May Allah have mercy on us. وَكُنْ قَرِيبًا مِنْهَا فِي أَوْقَاتِ مُحْنِتَهَا. He said, you should be close to her in the times of her what? Worriness, sadness, and sorrow. He said, اجعل في كلماتك ماء باردا يطفى نارا ثورتها وحضنها. He said, you should make your words a cold water. يطفى النار. That what? What can I say? That when you pour it on fire, it quenches the fire. Thank you. Yutfa'u nar, it quench the fire. Make your words a cold water that quench what? Fire. Thuratuha wa hadnuha, that is that quench the fire they're talking about, her bad thinkings, her bad thoughts, her worriness, her sorrow, and her pain. وَقُلْ لَهَا كَمَا كَانَ النَّبِيُّ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وسلم لِزَوْجَتِهِ صَفِيَّةَ رَضِيَ اللَّهُ عَنْهَا. He said you should be to your wife like the way the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu have been to our mother called Safiya, one of our beloved mother, Safiya radiyallahu anha. May Allah be pleased with Safiya. Ameen. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he is our role model, and he will remain to be. We have negligence about what he has taught us. That is why this palaver is escalating. بلغ سعيدة صفية رضي الله عنها عن سيدة حفصة بنت عمر بالخطاب رضي الله عنهما. He said Sayyidatu Safiya went to report some case to the Prophet Muhammad about Hafsa, the daughter of Umar. Daughter of Umar, and Umar the son of Khattab radiallahu anhuma. May Allah be pleased with them. Amen. With the two of them. قالت عنها, she said about her that إنها بنت يهود فبكت. What she came to report is that Safiya comes to report that Hafsa said that she is a daughter of Yahudawa, Jewish. Do you understand? Fabakat, and Safiya was what? Crying. Do you know why? You know, women, just because the Quraysh, naturally, Quraysh are like this. They honor themselves very well, more than any other tribes. In fact, more than any other tribes you know. Do you understand? In fact, if you go to Tafsir of Surah Al-Quraysh, there are some things Almighty Allah have used to honor them, and they have taken it extreme. Do you understand? So, them are thinking she is a daughter of what? Sahab, the companion of the Prophet. So this Sophia is from Jewish side, Yahudawa. So فَدَخَلَ عَلَيْهَا النَّبِيُّ صلى الله عليه وسلم, and the Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم entered the room, and she saw وَهِيَ بَتَبِقِي, she met Sophia crying. فَقَالَ مَا يُبْكِيكِ, what is making you to cry? Why are you sharing tears? Why are you crying? قالت لي حفصة إني بنت يهودي. He said, because Hafsa told me I'm a daughter of Jewish. فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, and the Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم says that يواسيها ويطيب خطرها ويذهب عنها الحزن. The Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم was trying to console her, ويطيب خطرها, and she was trying to correct her bad thoughts, her bad thinking, that thinking of having a bad feelings that me I'm from an honorable place. Do you understand? With that sort of things can make them be sharing tales. Really, that is the fact. So the Prophet was trying to correct that, was trying to make that bad thinking, bad idea or bad thought to become something good and something better. And the Prophet Muhammad also want to take away her bad feelings, that is pain. Because she's in a state of what? Sorrow and pain. He said, Innaki li ibnati Nabi. The Prophet replies to her, you are a daughter of who? Nabi. Wa inna ammaki la Nabi. And your uncle is what? Is a prophet. Wa innaki la tahti Nabi. And you are under Nabi now. فَفِمَا تَفَخَرُ عَلَيْهِ. He said, what are they proud and pride about to you? Do you understand? She's a daughter of Nabi, a daughter of prophet. And the uncle is prophet. And the husband is also what? Prophet. Then this one that the father is just companion. What are they having pride and proud about? Nothing. I mean, definitely, you even have more rank than them. But upon that, they are still mocking you. And who is this who is her father? This woman comes from the family of Harun. Alayhi salatu wasallam. This woman, the grandfather, the great-grandfather is who? Harun. Then the uncle is Musa, alayhi salatu wasallam. And the husband is Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Look at the traces. She comes from a very honorable family, man. But, you know women, they can be of jealous type. You demand is now left for you to know how to control your home. So, then the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu consoled her by giving her a good feeling, better thinking. Then now she have answer. Right? And now she will feel okay and feel better. MashaAllah. Even me, I'm from a home of Nabi. My uncle is Nabi, and my husband is Nabi. Your father is just what? A companion. Even your grandfather is kafir before he died. Do you understand? May Almighty Allah forgive all of us. So, this is how the Prophet consoled Hafsa. And the next Sophia one, because Hafsa was the one who said that to Sophia, and this is how the Prophet consoled Sophia. ثم قال لحفصة ينبئها. Then the Prophet went to Hafsa, calling her by what? Warning, that is in the way of warning her. He said, Ittaqillah ya Hafsa. Fear Allah, O you Hafsa. Who is our role model? Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Habibullah, Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Look at justice. After consoled the lady, in pain, she also went to that person that caused the pain by warning her, by scolding her. So now, you marry two wives, and the other one was, maybe the other one is from a rich family, the other one was from a poor family. Why the other one was telling, the one from rich family was telling her that you that even come from Talakawa family. And he came home, you met her crying that her co-wife is embarrassing and molesting her by tarnishing her reputation, saying that she comes from a poor family. Then you can say, Haba, is that why you are crying? Don't you know that the Prophet Muhammad says that the people that will first enter Jannah is the poor people? Look at it. The people that will first enter the Jannah is the poor people. Do you think this woman will not have a good feeling that I had done? Seen the Prophet and Sadaqa Rasul. The Prophet is prophet, right? And whatever he says is true. It's poor people that first enter Jannah before the rich one, even if they are going to enter Jannah with that. So for that, you have consoled her heart. Or telling her, don't you know that the Prophet Muhammad says that the more you have wealth, the more you be accounted for. The more your account is delayed. Is that not also a way of consoling her? Good. Then, or a person comes, he said, because she came from a royal family or anyone, or from a knowledgeable family, for instance, and maybe the other one is not come from a knowledgeable family, and the other one was now trying to what? Be proud and pride about that. Just tell her that, don't you know that the Prophet Muhammad says that the knowledgeable people, they are going to question them on what they have preached and on what they have learned? That they are going to account for them on what they have learned. Why did they learn it? What have they used it for? And have they displayed it? Have they followed it? The more you have more knowledge, the more your account also what? Why? Because the Almighty Allah is going to ask you, after you know this, do you follow it? If from a royal family, also tell her that, don't you know that if a leader of a place is just like under a fire, because he's going to be questions on about how he has been looking as a faithful shepherd to the followers, how he has served the followers. So the next thing is to tell that your co-wife that he should go and tell her parents that how have they been taking her role as a leader and as a knowledgeable person, because they are going to be questioned in that way. So it's as easy as this. Know any questions that have no answer, unless you don't have this brain. Your own have melted. May Almighty Allah forgive. So ثم دخل رجل على امرأته. There is a man who entered the rooms of the wife. فوجدها تبكي بكاء شديدا, and he met the wife crying a severe cry. فانزعج لذلك, and the man was worried that what happened. وسألها عن سبب البكاء, and he asked her about the reason why she is crying. فأخبرته أن خاتمها سقط في النهر, that he was now giving the message that the ring fell on a river. Do you understand? The ring fell on a river. فمسح دموعها, and this man cleansed her tears for her. وقال لا لك عندي خاتم وقرط, يعني الحلق. That is, he was now consoling the wife, telling her that don't worry, you have with me another ring and what? Necklace or earring. Earring per se. Better one than that one. With this, it will console her. Definitely. You know, it's not a wife that misused or lost what the husband had bought with his money, and the next thing he doesn't even have that feeling. Do you understand? But this one has the feelings, and the wife, the husband, see it clearly, obviously, and he also console her. May Almighty Allah make us a good man and makes our woman a good wife. So I think we should stop here. We should not rush. Know where we are rushing to, not how far, but how well. Let's implement what we learned. Let's reflect them. Whatever I've said wrong, may Almighty Allah forgive me. And whatever I've said right, may Almighty Allah make it stamped and secure, and make us to reflect them and in fact put them in practice. Ameen. So for subhanaka Allahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi